What's up, guys? In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at 10 must-get kinetic weapons that you should get before Lightfall. So when I say kinetic, I mean the first slot. I know there's a bunch of different names for the first slot and the way people say this. Obviously, not all these weapons are kinetic because some of them are stasis, but hopefully you guys understand what I mean because I'm going to be doing a video like this for every single slot. So today's video, we're going to be going over 10 weapons that I think you should get before Lightfall. Basically just 10 of the best weapons in the game that I think you should get before Lightfall. It doesn't mean that they're going away. These are weapons that I'm recommending that you get, before we get the new expansion. So right off the bat, let's just go ahead and jump into this. So the very first weapon that we're going to look at is Submission. So this is a submachine gun, a 900 RPM submachine gun that comes from the Vow of the Disciple raid. And it's definitely one of the best submachine guns in the game currently. I absolutely love this. And there's tons of different roles, so I'm not going to be going over weapon perks and stuff like that in this video because, again, it's mostly preference. But the role that I have that I love is a subsistence demo role because I'm a warlock and all about nades, fusion grenades with Starfire Protocol. So this is just a really, really fun weapon. And yeah, this comes from Vow of the Disciple, which is the raid from Witch Queen. Very, very good gun. What makes this weapon so good is, again, it just has an amazing perk combination. It has so many good perks. Obviously, it's craftable, so it's really, really easy to get the exact perks that you want. And then finally, Soul Drinker, which is the raid origin trait, which is just absolutely amazing. There's not a lot of good origin traits, but this one is just actually insane. So you just gain health based on the number of hits before reloading. So it's just very, very good survivability weapon. So yeah. So I'm just going to be going one by one down the list. The next one is the Prolonged Engagement. This is another submachine gun. This comes from this specific season, the current season that we are in. It comes from strikes. It's very, very easy to obtain. You have a chance of getting them at the end of strikes. And then the best thing about one of the new systems in Destiny is that when you reset your Vanguard, you get more perk columns. So the more that you do that, the more perk columns you get. So again, if you're chasing a really, really good roll, that makes it a lot easier, lessens the RNG. I believe these also come from Vanguard packages. I'm not 100% positive about that, but I can't remember if they are in the packages right off the bat or if it's not till the following season. So they might not be in the packages this season. I can't remember. But either way, you can just play strikes when it's like double or triple Vanguard. That's when I highly recommend doing this just because, again, unlocking those extra perks. I ended up getting this before I ended up resetting at all. I've reset like twice now. But this is the role that I recommend, Subsistence and Adagio. Adagio slows this rate of fire, but makes it do more damage. And it doesn't slow that rate of fire much. Like, it's not that noticeable. Then what makes this submachine gun so good is that it has Fatebringer. I think this is the only kinetic submachine gun with Fatebringer. I could be wrong. I can't remember. But obviously, there's a bunch of energy weapons. But this is the only one in the first slot that has Fatebringer to my knowledge. So, yeah. Moving on to my all-time favorite weapon currently in Destiny in terms of like primary ammo weapons, that is Fatebringer. So if you don't know where this comes from Vault of Glass. It was a D1 raid that was brought back to the game last year during Beyond Light. And this is by far the best hand cannon in the game for PvE. By the way, I should probably mention these weapons are PvE related. Maybe if people really want, I can do, a top 10 PvP related weapons to get before Lightfall if that's something you guys are interested in. But I'm mostly a PvE player these days. I don't really play PvP anymore just because it's gotten so bad. So again, PvE video. But yeah, so this hand cannon is just absolutely insane. Obviously, it's kinetic. Kinetic weapons, if you did not know this, do more damage than energy weapons. Unless they're stasis, I don't think they do more damage if they're stasis, which is stupid, and I hope they fix that one day. But anyways, Fatebringer is absolutely insane. It just has an amazing perk combination. It has Firefly, which is an awesome perk that has basically mini outlaw built into it, so you don't have to have a reload perk to have fast reload. And then also Explosive Payload is a really, really good perk. Basically, in a sense, it gives you more range because explosive rounds don't have range fall off. So if you're like out of traditional hand cannon range and you still shoot a weapon with Explosive Payload, those explosive shots are still going to do the maximum damage that they would have done, even if you were even if you were in range, right? So the range doesn't matter. That's what's so good about Explosive Payload. But yeah, so Fatebringer, very, very good. Again, this comes from Vault of Glass. And yeah, get it. Really good. Moving on to the next weapon, we're going to take a look at Riptide. So this is a Crucible weapon, Crucible Fusion Rifle. And it's a very good fusion rifle. It is a fast charge time fusion, which are the best in my opinion for PvE. The reason why we're taking a look at this specific one is because it has chill clip, and chill clip is changing next season to stun. I think it's overloads. I can't remember. Again, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. It stuns. Stasis will stun one of the champs. I believe it's overloads, but I don't have it up on my other monitor at the moment. So yeah, I could be wrong. But anyway, so a lot of new perks are going to affect champions. So this specific fusion rifle, because it can roll chill clip, will be able to stun, like I said, I think it's overloads, which is just really good. But also, Riptide is insane because it can also roll Vorpal. I have another Vorpal one in my vault. Vorpal is amazing on special weapons because it doesn't have the nerf that heavy weapons got. So this is just a very, very good fusion rifle, and I highly recommend it. And it's very easy to get because it's, again, Crucible, and it drops like candy. You can get it from packages, I believe, as well. And again, same as Vanguard, the more you reset, the more perk columns you unlock. As you can see, I have 2 perks there. I ended up getting this several seasons ago. I don't remember exactly which season this came out in. I think it was like 3 seasons ago, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, Riptide, very good. Moving on to the next weapon, Succession. So this is a crafted Succession, and it doesn't have to be crafted, but Succession is probably one of the best, if not the best, overall sniper rifle in the game. Now, again, in my opinion, I don't think it is the absolute best for PvE, but it's definitely one of the best, and mainly because of this perk right here. Reconstruction is just an absolutely insanely broken perk. It is so good. It's specifically a Deepstone Crypt perk. You can only get it. Actually, I think they added Reconstruction on some weapons this season that aren't from Deepstone. I can't remember what they are, but really, this started off as a Deepstone weapon perk, and it's phenomenal. It is such a good perk. It basically overflows your magazine. It's awesome. Really, really good perk. So, yeah. So, anyways, you get this from Deepstone. It comes specifically from the Atrax encounter, and the next weapon I'm going to talk about also comes from that encounter, which is the shotgun, and I'll go over that in a second. But mainly, you want this weapon because of Reconstruction, and it combos with either Firing Line now. It didn't have Firing Line before, but now it does, or Vorpal. And again, they're both amazing in their own way. Don't let someone tell you one is better than the other, because they're really not. They're different. You could have 2. For example, I have 2 Successions. I have an original Succession with Reconstruction and Vorpal, and then I crafted this one with Firing Line. Firing Line is better when you're doing raids or team activities where you guys are going to be together for damage. Vorpal is better when you're solo. So, yeah, it's just preference. So, again, one of the best sniper rifles in the game. In my opinion, the only reason why I'm not saying it's the absolute best is because it's a 72, and I'm not a huge fan of 72s. I think 90s are better overall in PvE, but still very, very good. It's especially good during like contest activities because 72s hit harder. So when you're under leveled, 72s are definitely good when you're under leveled. So yeah, anyways, Succession, get it. And then, like I said, we're going to go ahead and skip that one and go to Heritage. Again, same thing. It also comes from the Atrax encounter. You can also farm this week specifically Deepstone and farm these weapons infinitely. So if you haven't gotten a Heritage or a Succession, highly recommend doing that, farming Atrax. And for the same reason, Heritage is good as Succession. It's a slug shotgun. Slugs are not nearly as good as they once were, but they're still very, very good. Still very much in the meta. They're definitely the only shotguns I would recommend. Regular pellet spread shotguns just aren't quite as good in PvE. But yeah, Heritage is very good. Again, it also has Reconstruction. This is just a crafted one. I have an actual roll from back in the day in my vault. But yeah, it's just a very, 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 very good weapon, and I highly recommend getting it. I haven't leveled it up to put the right perks on it yet, but definitely recommend it. Go get it. And I skipped over the Lingering Dread, so this is my next weapon I'm going to recommend. This is a grenade launcher, primary grenade launcher, that also has, again, chill clip. So again, same reason I said before for the fusion rifle, same thing. You will be able to stun champions with a perk like chill clip, but this isn't the only good perk. Ambitious Assassin is an amazing perk. This weapon can also roll demo, I believe, in this slot. Regular grenade launchers are very good. Unfortunately, we don't have a wave frame in the kinetic slot. I wish we did, as wave frames are really fun right now. But regular grenade launchers are still really good, mostly not for damage. I would recommend having a blinding grenade, Lingering Dread, or any regular grenade launcher. For higher end content like Grandmaster Nightfalls or raids or master raids or dungeons, having a blinding GL is just so insanely good at keeping you alive. So this is one I recommend. This is definitely one of the better Kinetic. There's a few Kinetics. They also brought back Malicious Birthright, but I just don't like the perk combos on Malicious Birthright as much as I like this one. This comes from another dungeon called Duality. This was a couple seasons ago. You can find the Duality dungeon on the moon. And yeah, I don't remember exactly which encounter it drops from, but definitely recommend grinding it out. You could always just farm Keitel for all the weapons. So yeah, I recommend that. And again, really good perks. Overall, just good grenade launcher. Looks cool. All those weapons look amazing. So yeah, I wanted to make sure I had a GL in the in this video to recommend, just because again, GLs are very good for end-game content. Next up, arguably the best sniper. I'm gonna go ahead and just say this is the best sniper currently in the game for PvE. This is Thoughtless. This is a crafted weapon that came out literally the very first season of Witch Queen. You can still get it. It comes from seasonal activity. PsyOps, I believe, is what it's called. Again, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, so Thoughtless is a 90. And like I said before, 90s are my favorite. Absolutely love this sniper rifle. It has insane perk combinations. You can overflow this thing, get up to like 16 bullets with backup mag, and then again, firing line for endgame like a raid or something. This thing is absolutely insane. Very, very good. For most raid bosses. For King's Fall, this thing absolutely destroys all King's Fall bosses because most of them have big crit multipliers. Again, I'm not saying it's like better than linears, but for a special weapon and for a sniper, it's definitely the best sniper in the game. So highly recommend this. Again, you can get random drops, and if you happen to get overflow firing line, that's dope, but I recommend trying to get it crafted. And I don't know if this is staying after Lightfall comes out. Probably not. So this is definitely a time-sensitive weapon, so you have like a month and a week to get this. I believe. Again, I'm not 100% sure, but I would assume PsyOps would be leaving when Lightfall comes out. That would make sense. So yeah, definitely get Thoughtless. Amazing weapon. One of my favorites. Moving on to Crate. So I wanted to get an auto rifle in here. I'm not a huge auto rifle person, but I definitely like 720 autos. They feel really fun. They're really good. There's not a lot of great Kinetic auto rifles, honestly, in the game currently. This is definitely not the best, but the best one you can't get anymore. It was from Season of the Splicer. So this is the one I'm going to recommend. Again, it's a 720. It has really good perks. It has overflow or subsistence in the first slot. It has Adagio, which again slows its rate of fire, but you don't even notice it and just gives it more damage. Really, really good perk. I personally would rather have subsistence Adagio, but I don't have that, so I can't show that off. It has other perks. I think it has like Headstone if you like Headstone. I can't remember the other ones, but overall, really good weapon. 720s are definitely the best auto rifles for PvE in my opinion. So yeah. And this comes from, this is just an open world drop. You can get it from the gunsmith. They're just random drops. So unfortunately, it's not very easy to farm for it. I don't remember if any of the Umbrals can turn into it. I think maybe, but definitely recommend it. You should see it all the time. It pops up. It's also a Vice Stinger origin trait, which one of the best, probably the best overall origin trait. It's not from a raid. So yeah, great. Get it. Fun weapon, especially if you like auto rifles. And last but not least, I just wanted to throw a pulse rifle in here and try to have as much variety as possible. This is definitely the best Kinetic pulse rifle for PvE, again, in my opinion. I'm not a huge pulse rifle fan, and I'm sure there's other pulse rifles that other people enjoy. This is just the one that I think overall is the best. Again, this also comes from the very first Witch Queen season from PsyOps, called Peace of Mind. And the reason why I'm picking it is just because, again, it's a 540, and I just think that is the best archetype of pulse. Again, there's other pulse rifles out there. I don't even know what the best perk combination on this is. Again, I don't use pulse rifles, but when I use a pulse rifle in my first slot, I just automatically throw this on, and I've never even crafted better perks. I'm pretty sure these are just the default two that I got. I don't know what perks it has. They might be good. I just think this is the best pulse. The second best pulse for any pulse rifle users out there, for me personally, would be this season's pulse. I can't remember what it's called. But it definitely has better perk combos than Peace of Mind, but it's just a slower, it's like a 450 or whatever, the other archetype. I just don't think it feels as good as 540s. But yeah, so that is it for the video. I don't want to drag this on too long. Those are the 10 best weapons I recommend getting before Lightfall. Again, all of these are obtainable currently right now. That's why I picked them. There are other weapons that are definitely better. You just can't get them anymore, so that wouldn't make any sense to make a video on that. So, yeah. If there's any weapons that I missed, you guys think there's some other crazy good kinetic weapons that I missed, feel free to leave them in the comments. I would love to hear about them. Maybe either I forgot about some or didn't even know about some. These are just the ones that I personally recommend that I think that are in the current meta and are really good and will continue to be really good in Lightfall. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I will definitely be putting up another video either tomorrow or later in the week with the same concept for energy, and then finally I will do the same thing for heavy. So if this is something that you're interested in, look out for those. And if you have any recommendations for energy or kinetics, feel free to also leave those in the comments, and I will see them because maybe I'll forget about some weapons. And then, like I said before the beginning of the video, maybe I'll do a PvP one if people want. There's definitely going to be way less PvP weapons, I think, overall. But yeah, I can also do that. And then I can also do exotics. Like the best exotics in the first slot, second slot, third slot. I can do a video for all of these things if it's something that you guys are interested in. Feel free to let me know. Always looking for ideas for other videos to make. Obviously, we're at the end of the season, so in terms of weapon testing, there's not a lot of weapon testing for me to do currently. Also, people are taking a break from the game, so I don't have a lot of people around that are wanting to weapon test. But I still will try to get out some weapon test videos. There's still a couple of guns that I haven't done yet, whether it's from this season or just stuff that got changed or buffed that I still want to do in the future. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys later.